Then we have related terms. Notice that the related term has a ref ID, as all of these relations have. These are all these all point to other terms. And the related term, that allows me to take care of synonym and antonym. Where do I take care of synonym and antonym? If I want those, under type. But it also allows me to take care of any other kind of relation I want. In this thesaurus, I decide what sort of relations are valid. I can have as many kinds of relations as I want, in addition to synonym and antonym. Maybe I have a relation that says this is the antiquated term and this is the newer term or something like that. You know, they're still both in use, but this is the more antiquated term. So I create some other form of relationship. I add it to my enumerated list of types along with synonyms and antonyms, and now I have a new type of relationship. So this related term is implementing in our world, it's implementing not a hierarchy like the broader term element does, but a set of associations. It's allowing us to have any kind of association between a term and another term. And furthermore, to have a controlled vocabulary of what those sorts of associations are. Okay, and then finally, use term. This is, again, a piece of vocabulary from the thesaurus field. And use term means if I have a term like, for example, the term Luna, let's say. And Luna is a term that some people refer to the moon as. And I want to say, well, you may be thinking it's Luna, but actually in this vocabulary, we don't use the word Luna, we use the word moon. And so when I'm on the term Luna, I'm going to say that I actually want you to use the term moon. And so in this use term element, I'm going to point to the moon term. And that effectively allows me to route you from Luna to moon, allows me to take you from the vocabulary that you might have in your mind to the preferred vocabulary and say, well, no, use this one instead. Okay, that reminds me to mention one more related term, or one more type of relation, and that is the see also. Right? Generally in thesauri, we have these kinds of relationships. We have the see relationship, which is the use term relationship. So for Luna, see moon. We also have the related term relationship. So for crater on the moon, we might have the related term, the see also term, that says see also impact features. Right? We have different impact features, and crater is one of them. And I want to link those two terms and say not necessarily that they're synonyms, but that they're in some form of relationship such that I want you to know about this other one. So this see relationship is really kind of a catch-all. And if I use the see relationship, I'm not implying anything specific about the relationship between term A and B, but I am implying that if you're on term A, you should know about term B. It should be in your mind. You might want to check it out. Okay, so that takes care of the schema. One more thing that I want to say about it is how does it implement sequences? I can choose the ordering of my terms. Again, I have the ability to sort my terms by alphabetically, so that's giving me indexing. And I can also choose which order to put my terms in, and that's going to define some sort of sequence. So for example, under a particular parent, I can choose to order my terms in a particular way by where they are in the instance, and that'll give me a sequence. If I want, I could have put, again, as we've thought about in other contexts, some sort of attribute that says order. So when I say broader term, I could have ref ID and order, which says what's the order of this term under its parent, and then I could have explicitly stated the sequence of terms. So we have a more full-featured thesaurus. I'm hoping you see how this thesaurus implements all four kinds of access structures, as well as serving its main purpose, which is to define the semantic territory of some subject matter area, define all the terms and all their relationships, allow you to specify any kind of relationship you want, and in so doing, give you the ability to either have that itself, the thesaurus, be the information base, or use that thesaurus as a way in, as a way of getting into the content. One more thing that I should mention, because I think I forgot to mention it earlier, is the idea of query expansion and how a thesaurus can allow you to expand the query. Suppose I search on the term crater, and I search on the term crater and I submit that search, and there's some items that have the term crater, but there's also some items that have the term impact feature. I can use my thesaurus to expand the query and not only find items that have crater, but also find items that have impact feature, and thus expand the query in a logical way that would cover terms that I didn't think to search on, but are important nonetheless in the result set. Okay, so that's the basic